Hey everyone. Alright, today's video is going to be over multiplying and dividing decimals. Your objective, I will be able to multiply and divide decimals fluently. And we are going to be working with positive and negative decimals, so let's review our multiplication and division rules. If you are multiplying or dividing and both numbers have the same sign, you will have a positive answer. For example, you had -3 times -4. That would be a positive 12. If you had -20 divided by -10, that would be a positive 2. And obviously, if both of your numbers are positive, then your answer is going to be positive. If your two numbers have different signs, you will have a negative answer. So let's say here we had a positive 3 times a -4, then it would be a -12. Or over here, if we had a -20 divided by a positive 10, our answer would be a -2. Alright, example 1, we have 2.1 times a -6.51. So I'm going to worry about the sign at the very end. When we multiply decimals, we do not have to line up the decimals, but we do want to make sure we have everything lined up on the right. So I'm treating it just like it was 651 times 21. Alright, and now we're going to do our multiplication. So we have 1 times 1, 5 times 1, and 6 times 1. And then we have 1 times 2, 5 times 2, which is 10, 6 times 2, 12, plus 1 is 13. And I simply just add this together. Now, I'm going to count how many decimal places we have. So 6.51, there are 2 decimal places. In 2.1, there is 1 decimal place. That is a total of 3 decimal places. So I'm going to move left 3 places. And we have a positive times a negative, so different signs means we have a negative answer. Alright, example 2, we have -0.43 times -8.02. Okay, 2 times 3, 0 times 3, and 8 times 3. Put the placeholder, 2 times 4, 0 times 4, and 8 times 4. Obviously, I'm not going to multiply everything by the 0 because if we put a bunch of zeros here, that does not change anything. And then I'm going to add. And if I look up here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. So I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 4 places in the answer. We have a negative times a negative. Those are the same signs, so we leave this a positive number. Alright, example 3, we have a -0.12 divided by -2.4. Keep in mind the top number is always going to be the one inside. Whenever we have a decimal on the outside, we want to make it look like a whole number. So I'm going to move the decimal right 1 place to make that look like 24. And if I do that on the outside, I have to do the same step on the inside and bring the decimal up. Alright, 24 cannot go into 0. It cannot go into 1. And it cannot go into 12. So I'm going to put a 0 here since it's after the decimal. And then I'm going to annex a 0. 24 will go into 120 5 times. And it's actually 120 evenly, and we get a remainder of 0. So this would be 0.05. It was a negative divided by a negative, so we have a positive answer. Example 4, we have 5.2 divided by -0.16. First number goes inside. Again, I have a decimal on the outside, so I want to move that to make it look like a whole number. So I moved it twice to the right, so inside I am moving that decimal twice to the right. Alright, 16 cannot go into 5. but it can go into 52 3 times, and that would be 48. Then we get a remainder of 4. And then I'm going to bring down this 0. 16 is going to go into 40 2 times, and that is 32. We get 8 left over. Now I'm going to annex a 0, and 16 would go into 80 5 times evenly. So we get 32.5. We had a positive divided by a negative. Different signs means we have a negative answer. Alright, now it is time for you to try. Complete the following 2 problems and make sure you show all of your work and circle your answers in your spiral. And I will see you next class day.